Hello, I'm Toycat, and welcome back to another third channel Zombies video. Today I'm going to be doing a first room only challenge, partly for the sake of getting an achievement, which I recently have just done and helping you out with that, but partly for the sake of getting a super rare challenge done, which is trying to get to round 20 without altering your starting setup in the slightest. So I've got myself just a default AK-74U right here. There is no attachments on it in the slightest. I mean, some attachments would be nice, but I don't have any of those, and instead what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be killing a bunch of zombies and staying in this room and hopefully helping you get there, because I just got to round 16 and as I as I got there I was like, oh, I totally could have done slightly better, which is why this video is happening here today, to hopefully at the very least get you to round 15 or to round 20. I mean, it's a simple enough strategy in my opinion as to how you get good rounds in this room. There's a very circular pattern you can see around here, which is if you run around the very edge circle, from here to here, back over to here, ideally not between this tank if you have to, this gap is much better, then back around here, etc, etc. You can avoid zombies as they're chasing you, and you can get the zombies doing a, some people call it a train, some people call it a circle. Basically, the zombies will follow you, you'll get a big horde of them, and then you can take them out later. I've got some energy mines as my field gear, which is going to be very useful, and then also I'm going to be buying a lot of equipment to help me through this. So yeah, we're going to see how far we can get in the first room only, and I think this is a fun challenge, not only for the literal achievement, or trophy if you play Xbox or PlayStation, not only for the sake that you can get a challenge done in the game, which is worth experience and I think helps you towards a camo or something like that. But also I'm going to be doing this because I think it's just a fun way to level up your weapons at the start. When you have a level 1 weapon, you have no attachments, as you can see from my very sad, lonely AK-74U. You have no attachments, you have no anything really, and you need to level up the weapon to get those things. And since you don't get any benefit from pack punching, you can't get the challenge for killing people with a pack punch weapon anyway, you might as well just run around the first room until you get to level 5 or 10 or whatever you want to be at, so you can actually be rewarded for your critical hit, so you can be rewarded for your everything else, and I think that's fun personally. Also, yeah, as a pro tip I learned recently, if you do zombie melee kills with a weapon, i.e. not your knife, it will actually count towards the experience on the weapon. To prove that, let's hopefully level up this weapon to level 2. As we go right here, or unlock a war machine, that works too. Ah, there we go, 50 kills the AK-74U. So you can see, I was just killing them with the melee hits, but it counts because you're hitting them with the weapon, which is my favorite type of it's technically true, you are technically killing the zombies with the weapon when you hit them with it. And I'm glad that zombies recognize that. It's something I like about the game. And yeah, if you wanna, I'd say conserve ammo, but there's no real need to conserve ammo in this challenge. There's only one thing you can spend money on in this first room, and it's ammo refills for 250. The thing that I recommend spending some scrap on though is some stim shots for your thing, or you could save up for some of this instead. But way more importantly, I'd say buying C4, buying frag grenades. I like C4 the best personally, but even tomahawks if you really want them, buying those things can be really useful. So yeah, maybe you want to do that. Maybe you want to keep that in mind as we go forwards here. So yeah, lack of Juggernaut obviously makes the first round slightly harder. All you want to do is avoid the zombies. I'm going to show you the route right now. It's round 4, so there's actually zombies following me. You can see how just running through here, weaving in and out, making sure you're sprinting as much as you can help you really easily. Like the first 10 rounds will be easy if you're just doing this, because honestly, even if you need to take out the zombies, it's easy enough to just pour bullets into them and see the entire horde go. And also, take the nukes. There's no big reason not to. Just get through the waves as fast as you can, whatever you've got to do. If that involves taking up a nuke inefficiently, oh no, it wasn't very point efficient. We didn't get the maximum number of points. We don't need points. So yeah, it's kind of liberating to play zombies in a slightly different way like that. It's something I appreciate personally, and maybe you too. Also, as we go through this, we're also going to be able to pick up some chopper gunners or a war machine. Oh, that's the first time actually. That's what I just unlocked. We're going to give that a try. That's going to be a lot of fun using the war machine actually. Also, we are now starting to get our energy mine in, which is going to be another just handy tool to clear out zombies fast and safely. One of the struggles is when you stop to start aim down sights with heads. It's smart because you're killing a zombie, but then the zombies which are around you can start killing you. So yeah, keep that in mind as a thing. Run around in your circles, run around so the zombies follow you, and they're always behind you rather than ahead of you. I mean, if there's a zombie ahead of you and you run into him, he'll run and he'll turn into one that's behind you, just like this. You can see. So yeah, one of the struggles is when you turn around to shoot, every second you're shooting is a second you could be in some real risk. So it's nice to be able to pick stuff up, and then also obviously having some lethals. So again, it's round 5. We don't need this right now, but so you can just explode a bunch, doing damage to some and finishing off some others. It's just a handy thing to do. Hey, we're finally at level 2 with the AK-74U. I've killed literally 50 zombies of it, and I only got to level 2. It's crazy just how slow weapon damage is. Weapon leveling is in zombies. But that's why you need to have challenges like this, just to help you through that one. Also, the reason I picked the AK-74U, partly because I haven't played with a submachine gun properly, but I wanted to play one today because of the fact that SMGs in this game obviously give you a faster run speed. If you want to do a challenge which involves mostly movement, you're going to want some good run speed. So that's why we're taking full advantage of that today. And, yeah, it's insta-kill. Come on. Okay. That was a waste of an insta-kill, huh? Also, free hit melee kills. A little bit rough. Would be nice if I had a knife at all the videos all playing together. But yeah, now we're gonna just run around. As long as you can see a path through the zombies, you're always fine. If you can't see a path through the zombies, like, always have like a secondary path open. You should be good. Because not having a path forwards is how you die. But I'm sure I don't need to explain zombies. It's a lot of fun. I've always enjoyed horde-based. Actually, no, I've always thought horde-based game modes are like a little rough normally, but I've always enjoyed zombies because it's this horde-based like, oh, okay. Man, I just did the thing like really version. I had my back to a zombie spawning spot. I knew a zombie could have spawned there, and I was just hoping it wouldn't. And then it did, and I'm lucky it was round 6. If it wasn't, I would have died. So yeah, you can see how you can run around even a tiny circle, especially early in the game. But the bigger your circle is, the more you give the zombies time to consolidate. It also means, sadly, the slower things will be. So in the early rounds, you want small circles. The later the round gets, the bigger your circle will be. Because the more time you spend running, the less time you spend dying. That's a quote you can take to the grave. I don't know whose grave, or the zombie's grave. But yeah, I've always liked zombies. In case you're curious as to why there's videos on this channel so randomly all of a sudden. I like zombies because it's this perfect game where you can sometimes turn off your, like, it has this perfect combination of being an intense game when it needs to be. I mean, trying to get to the best round, trying to get to round 20 in this starting room only, it's a fun challenge, right? But it has this, like, combination of that intensity, of the challenge of trying to get a thing done, but it combines that intensity, it combines that challenge, with also being a pretty easily automatable game. Like, my brain is automating the process for me to play this, for the most part right now, because it's early round. It's easy enough stuff. Let's throw our Semtex into the board, get some kills going, and then let's get these double points, which I just realized I really don't care about the double points, but you know, I'm going to pretend I care, damn it, because that's what we do on the internet. We get very mad about something. But yeah, while we do this, let's talk about some stuff. Let's do almost a little podcast and shit, I guess. Oh, get that back up. And so one of the things I wanted to talk about was kind of outrage and politics on this. It's a topic that I always want to avoid when it's particularly hot, because something a lot of YouTubers will defend their right to do is I have the right to do my Twitter feed, my YouTube channel. I have the right to discuss whatever I want, including my preferred candidate in an election, my preferred policy, this. And I think that's actually fine if you have like a semi-political benching channel. But one of the reasons I've always tried to avoid it, like I'm not going to pretend that I'm never going to have any political thought ever, because everything in the world is vaguely political, right? Like, you can't remove the politics from Nazis. You know, this game, the fact that I'm, it's the fact that I am killing zombies right now. Oh god, it's I'm killing human beings, like, they're not only zombies, but they're Nazis. Nazis are bad, therefore. That's a political statement. I mean, it's a pretty consensus-driven point that, like, the Nazis are bad people, but are the Nazis such bad people that we deserve to kill them? Well, I mean, not necessarily, but if they're zombies, then we probably should kill them, because not only do they think that they're inferior races, but also they want to eat their brains. So there's always a little bit of politics that's going to come in with any video game, right? But I think the interesting subject is like, okay, this is going to come with any part of life. Like politics is just a reflection of our individual values on a nationwide, government-wide scale, right? It's obviously not. I would argue it's not that your real world reflects politics. It's that politics reflects the real world, and therefore pretty much anything you're talking about in the real world will come right back at your politics. But I think what people instead mean when they say, stay out of politics. Man here. I think what people really mean when they say that, by the way, look at this, just instant finish. I say instant finish. You have to prove me wrong, didn't you? Jeez. But instant finish the round. Ooh, so good, so nice. Let's pretend that last zombie didn't happen. But the thing is like, yeah, everything has an inherently political bent in it somewhere. It's impossible to avoid fully. I mean, not impossible, highly unlikely that you can fully avoid it, I would say. But so a lot of people then, should we buy one of these? No, should we buy some C4? Let's buy some frag grenades first, actually. That seems like it. And then we'll switch to C4 afterwards. Because one of the cool things about this first room challenge is you're going to get a lot of scrap. You're running over pretty much every zombie you kill, whether you want to or not, just because the area is so small. See this? There's zombies coming from all angles. You want to find a gap in it. If you know how to maneuver just right, you should be able to find a gap somewhere. And that's kind of the fun of zombies. Finding the gaps, making the intense situations work for you. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I totally recommend not doing too much shooting until you've got the maximum of zombies spawned in. Once you have a certain number, you'll notice that, like, oh look, over here where zombies usually spawn, there's no zombies spawning because they've already all spawned it. Look, I've got a huge horde of zombies here. No more are additionally being added until I kill one. If I kill one zombie, okay, wait, one zombie. I did not kill one zombie there. Okay, one zombie's dead, and now what you'll notice, assuming that we don't actually... Okay, I guess you won't notice anything. I guess we nuked them all, because I just don't believe in shooting them. You know, I think that just because someone's undead, you know, it's kind of a disease. Why are we stigmatizing mental health so bad? Just because they've got a mental parasite that causes them to want to eat other people, we think it's okay to put a bullet in their head? Shouldn't we be non-violently arresting the zombies? Everything has an inherently political bent, but that doesn't mean that you... that doesn't mean that certain things are political in the sense that they're polarizing. I think what people really mean when they say, you know, politics, keep politics out of X, is they don't like things to be polarizing. There are lots of issues in this world that we can talk about endlessly, and rarely will people change their minds on them. And this is why I'd say is like mostly the polarized issues. Like, there are some issues that fundamentally just come down to our different understandings of how the world. The classic example is usually like the abortion thing or whatever, but like, you know, how about the death penalty? That's another one, right? Like, do people fundamentally, you know, does the state fundamentally have the right to kill people if they commit crimes? Or alternatively, you could even take it further and be like, you know, does something we all agree on, but you could easily see being just as polarizing as like, you know, why does the government have the right to take away freedom from people? You know, the one thing that's guaranteed is a person's freedom, unless they commit a crime, in which case it gets taken away. But like, I killed 2 zombies there, and notice how after that there's gonna be a zombie spawn in just over in front of me over here somewhere, maybe. You know, maybe not. Maybe this is just all the zombies in the round, and my point is null and invalid. But let's blow them all up anyway. Blow up 3 of them apparently. And okay, you know, this just happens to be. We'll see later, and that becomes a much bigger thing. Just for another energy mine. But this one goes. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm after. I love to see a big kill feed. Lots of zombies dead. That's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. But yeah, so I think there are some issues that are going to be polarizing, where it's hard to have a constructive debate that isn't just saying, here is my wall. If we talk about religion, for example, if I tell you that I believe in, if I tell you I don't believe in God, there's not much you can really gain from that besides learning about me. But if I tell you that, like, I believe in or don't believe in a God, and therefore you shouldn't, and you're an idiot if you believe in the other side of that, that's being polarizing, right? If I say that, like, oh yeah, there is one true answer as to what happens when we die, and people who believe otherwise are kind of monstrous. Like, you're attacking people on their beliefs for being different from your beliefs. And obviously, like, most people who talk politics are usually talking pro their side rather than anti the other side. Although actually, you know, in casual conversation, especially in the United States, people are way more against a political viewpoint than they're for theirs. Like, it's not that people love the Reds, it's that they hate the Blues. It's not that people love the Blues, it's that they hate the Reds. You know, I find that fascinating by itself, by the way. The kind of, like, negative politics, as opposed to positive politics, where people discuss ideas. You know, rather than discussing, like, does the government have the right to kill people? It's like, there is a party of people who want to murder people, and there is a party of people who are, you know, don't believe that someone should be punished for killing, you know, 12 people in a serial shooting. Like, oh, they're so weak. They want to encourage mass shootings. Oh, they want to actively kill people. They think they have the right to take their lives away. Or if you reverse it for the exact opposite argument, where it's like the abortion think it's like, there is a group of people who want to murder babies. There is a group of people who want to take rights away from women. And you know, in reality, like, people have different viewpoints on a whole host of things in their life. Like, there's a lot of circumstances of birth that change opinions, I tend to believe. Also, we're gonna use another grenade right now. See, this is the power of grenades. Just huge horde of zombies, and they're all often turn into crawlers, which is actually very frustrating if you wanna if you actually want them to be all gone. But that's a side note for another time. But yeah, we're in round 11. Things are going very well, very chill right now. We just want to make sure we stick what we're doing, or we want to get insta kill, and we'll make 4 bullets in and make them. Yeah, round 12. So yeah, we're gonna try and get to round 20. I feel like 15 is gonna be easy enough. I want to show you how to do that with the same, just running around circles technique. But I'm really hoping we can do 20 for the challenge. Although it's gonna get hard because eventually a big green dude's gonna spawn, the boss enemy, which makes just everything a little bit harder. But that's fine. You know, if you don't want hardness, you don't come to challenge, right? Fire some more bullets. And now that there's no ones to kill, we want to just continuously run those circles. You can see how the game deliberately changes spawning a little bit to make it a little bit harder for you. So just keep that in mind. Ooh. See, that was dicey. Got very close to 2 zombies there. And yeah, just keep it in mind. Just don't turn around to shoot while the zombies are still actively spawning in, because you don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, speaking of things, and also the pathfinding changes a little bit. It's very wacky and interesting. But so you know, polarizing is when you're like when you're talking about things that are kind of set in stone and that people aren't. You're not even really changing people's minds. You're just talking to people who agree with you, saying this is great. And there is a space for that. Like people love to know that other people agree with them on important issues. Like you know, sometimes it feels like you're in crazy land because you disagree with people around you. Or like you know, here's an opinion I have. So I don't think that you're like just because your parents like spewed you out of their birth canal, I don't think they have the right to, you know. I don't think you have to like continuously keep in contact with your parents. I think it's like a good idea. You know, I think family has some benefits or whatever, but I don't think you owe them I don't think you owe your family like, oh yeah, you have to stay in contact with them. You know when people say like, oh, you know, she's terrible and she's a serial, you know, rapist or something, but you know, at least she's a, you know, like, but she's family, so we keep her around. It's like, you know, at some point, maybe the standards need to be higher, but you should be able to dump a family member, you know, if you had an abusive boyfriend, everyone would be like, dump him. You know, in the same way, maybe you should dump a particularly concerning family member. Throw the grenade. I totally messed it up. Ooh, 0 kills. That hurts. What a waste of a grenade. But yeah, I really feel like so I think what people mean when they say stay out of politics, stay out of polarizing things. Like if we're talking about issues that most likely people aren't going to change their mind on, it's a thing. When I say that thing about family, a lot of people are like, yeah, some like 10% of people are like, yeah, I totally agree. Like family members suck. I hate that people act like I'm obliged to talk to my father even though he you know, abused me mentally or whatever your thing is. But most people are like, you know, actually though, but like, isn't family really important? I really like that. And I haven't changed any of their minds with that little spiel. No one's coming away from that being like, actually, yes, like, you make a good point. I'm going to dump my father right now. even though I previously have not done that. Prior to this, come on, yeah, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. But like, you know, it's just something. It's something that's not going to happen, right?
Hostile squads eliminated.
Now people usually go on. Also, so you can see, now that this is more than 24 zombies around, you can see how they're spawning in actively, like over here as well, probably. Nope, they finished spawning in. So we want to get them in a nice big line, a nice big train, circle, whatever you want to call it. And then we want to go back, also crawling zombies. And then we want to go back and do this. Yeah, always make sure behind you is clear. You can actually use the radar to do this in this game, which is a really handy kind of feature up in the top left. But now we can do this, around 13 on, and go much higher than 13, where all videos seem to end, sadly. But we can just get past 14 so we can end the curse. Every time I start recording, something bad happens around 13. And today, I have ended that curse. Something I don't let this explode. Oh no, I didn't get it. Like, everything's fine, everything's wonderful. Go back in there, get some critical hits in. And I think that's round 14. In the back. Yeah, it is.
No doubt.
So, yeah, I think this is roughly when the big, whatever he's called is going to spawn. It's going to give me a lot of hassle. I'm not going to like it, but that's fine. You don't have to like everything. But I think polarizing issues, political issue, everything is political. You can talk about, like, things that are political adjacent, give some facts and whatever. But once you start getting to just, like, I'm going to try and convert people, people don't, there are places people can go to try and have their beliefs changed. There's a great subreddit called Change My View that I like reading, like, seeing people actually convince the other side of an argument. And there are places for trying to change your mind on all sorts of issues, politics and otherwise. But the thing is, if you post, like, again, if I talk, when I say that message, people who already agree with me more now. Maybe they heard a new point that they agree with, but people who didn't agree with me, I think that the death penalty, I just don't, I think, like, in theory, like, sure, like, it'd be nice if we could get rid of people, if we could avoid more deaths by killing people who would kill people who are actively, sure, that sounds great. But the problem is the burden of proof to take away someone's life should be so high that it should be practically impossible. That's my opinion. I don't trust the government to give it them. Oh my god. Oh man, that was crazy. I don't trust the government enough to give it the ability to actively kill people, because if you give it the ability to kill people, who knows who they choose to kill? Maybe they start to use it to benefit themselves. And, we start thinking about future crimes. Like, if you can look at certain demographics, like people who live in a certain area, and say, oh yeah, they're more likely to commit crimes. Therefore, and let's say there's like, therefore, if we like preemptively commit crimes, maybe preemptively, commit some murder against them, which we're allowed to do because we're the government, we could save a lot of life. We could save a lot of property. It's like, ooh, yeah, I don't want to have a government with the ability to make that happen. That makes me uncomfortable personally. Also, we're on round 15, which I think is where you get the achievement, but we're going to keep on going and see where we get this. I really want to get to round 20. That's my belief, what I want to believe in so hard. But, yeah, I'm going to keep it. War machine. Oh my god. Okay, we're going to use the war machine against... Okay, everything's going terribly for me. I'm going to die. Definitely going to die. It's very dark. I'm not a big fan of this, all things considered. Okay, so back in the corner. It's a little bit harder to see, but again, the same technique is true. Look at the mini-map if you want to see where everything is. In the darkness. In the land of the darkness, the one-eyed man is something. I don't think that's actually how it's said. But most sayings that people say on the internet aren't actually how the saying goes. It's like blood is thicker than water is meant to be a comment about how friendships are more important than family. Like, friends are your chosen family. If you see family as important, isn't the family that you choose to have the most important one? They're the ones that you actually share the most with. But we're not going to. Instead, we're going to use the energy mine. Oh, that's nice. Love to see all the zombies go down. And yeah, I really don't know how we're going to take out that big enemy. It's just so hard to do without using score streaks. Although I guess we could just buy a bunch of those. I do have the points. Oh yeah, I don't like the way he's just continuously. What did I do to him? I mean, why is it? It's because he's a Nazi. But that's why I think polarizing things are best. Like, if you are someone who deliberately is always polarizing, that's actually fine. Like, if you're always challenging people's beliefs about like what they think about this, that. But if you're usually an escapist, if you're usually a tool people use to escape. Also, how did he go down? Did he just split into two? Okay, wait, whatever. Not focusing on it now. Buying another war machine because I love that. That is a new great thing. I thought. Oh, so wait. Using war machine. Oh yeah, that's good. I have worked out a strategy to deal with the Megaton for you. You're welcome, internet. So now we just have to stay in the game for another 5 rounds. Probably kill him again if we're being honest. But it seems as though the war machine is the best tool for the job. Today I learned. See, I'm starting to run in reverse now, which is... Oh, no! Okay, eject myself. Just as an in-case measure. You can see how much faster the zombies have gotten. 5 more rounds in. Like, Jesus, they have upped it. But yeah, polarizing things, I think it's great that they exist. I think a lot of times people want challenge. But it's kind of like, you know, there's an English teacher once told me there's like 7 genres that every single fictional work can fit into. Like, I forget what the 7 genres were, and honestly, I remember I spent like 5 minutes trying. I spent quite a while trying to like disprove her. And I was like, what about? Because you know, like it's like fantasy, action. And I was like, what about erotica? Checkmate. And she's like, actually, oh yeah, I guess that would be a very different stuff. But it's arguably not fiction in the same way. But you know, anyway, like in the same way, like if you have a romance novel, and in the middle of that romance novel, there's like a plot involving an assassination attempt on the president of the United States, and you're making some grand political point about how we centralize power in one person too much. A lot of people, even though I might personally agree with that, if you're there for the romance novel, you it sends some very interesting messages to people when you switch the romance. Like, you know, let's say you trick people in. The book starts with this whole plot about like someone who falls in love with their teacher, and they know it's wrong, and like, you know, they have to hide it. That's the whole book. I don't know. I'm making an imaginary romance book right now, but then midway through it switches to a plot to assassinate the president. It's like a crime drama from the Cold War, and then another few minutes later, you're switching, and it's like, oh, and they were on Mars the whole time. And then it's a sci-fi book where you detail how cool life is in the sci-fi world. All of those books individually might be really cool, but when you mix them, you know, like expectations are a huge part of what allows us to enjoy or not enjoy media. Almost died with Instagram. That would be embarrassing. But I think expectations are a really key part of what allows you to enjoy or not enjoy particular media. So I'm going to buy another War Machine, and I'm going to buy some Stim Shots. Because, you know... Oh, also, we can buy some more lethals. I guess we should be using our frag grenades more. That's the lesson I'm taking from this. So yeah, round 17. Pretty good for a first room only. Honestly, this is one of my favorite ways to play this game. And you can see we've got AK-74U. Up to level 3? We killed 400 zombies and it's level 3? We barely unlocked, like, a new camo. Let's not focus on that. Focus on the positive, not the negative. So the positive is... I hear there are elections. Okay. See, the sadness of what just happened to me. So yeah, things are really worrying now that I've lost my revive. That was the one thing keeping me sane. I guess I'll run around with the... Yeah, because this is basically a wonder weapon that you can pay to have, right? So if I charge through... yeah, got very close to death right there. Yeah, I think running around with this while you board up the zombies might be a smart way to, like, guarantee you can kill what's ahead of you. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to turn around. Shoot some zombies. Now, because I killed a zombie and no one can spawn, let's see if we can find him spawning. Can we see him? Can we see him? I can't see him. Then we turn around, we do some more shooting. I'm going to throw my frag grenade, actually, into that horde. Ow, my god, that is just... it's never not going to be beautiful seeing, like, you know, 20 zombie kills all at once. But yeah, now we run back in there, pick up that nuclear bomb. Yeah, we are alive. And also, we got more frag grenades. Yeah, I thought I'd have to craft a bunch of them, but apparently the game is just showering me in grenades today. Oh, and the round's still not over. We've still got a couple more zombies to kill, so we're gonna wait for them to spawn. Ow, what? Is it literally one more zombie? That's hilarious if so. Oh, he's got... Look how much health he has. He just absorbed the whole magazine. Oh, yeah. We punch him now or what? Yeah, that's fun. So yeah, let's buy some more ammo. Gonna need that. I've got 49,000 points. It feels like a waste not to leave this room, but I'm just so committed to getting this done that I'm going to.
Using War Machine.
I'm very terrified of another Megaton spawning in the next couple rounds. I feel like if I can just get away from that, we've totally got this going. But yeah, polarizing issues are, you know, like, fine to exist in the world. I think political coverage needs to exist. It's essential. People say, like, oh, it's really important that people share their political opinions. They're not wrong about it, I guess. That was they're not wrong that it's important that people do that in general. But I think it's a problem we have in humanity, because we have a very individualist tale of the world, which is great. It encourages you to think about how much an individual can really do. One of the problems of having such an individualist world is we often think that, like, everyone needs to do everything. You know, like, and although I don't think, like, stay in your lane is a valid response to things, I think it's fine to, like, switch from what you're doing to something else that you would perhaps like to be doing. Oh, this takes two to kill now. It is a matter of time until I go down. but I want to avoid that as much as I can. You know, because we like to, you know, because the tales we tell are very individualist in nature, we can think that everyone needs to do everything. Oh yeah, it's not enough to just be, you know, and you know what? We love to tell the tales of people who can do multiple things. Like, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, wildly successful bodybuilder, became wildly successful actor, became governor of California, arguably like the most important non-federal position you can have in America, right? The governor of the largest state. I don't know if there's other states that have like more power in their governors, perhaps, and therefore it's not. But you know, I feel like being governor of California, pretty huge title to have. It's just like an additional, like, oh yeah, I picked that up as like a little side hobby later on, you know. Pretty wild to think about that someone can do all those things. But and you know, we love to look at that and be like, yeah, that's the ideal. And a part of me loves, like, I think we should see it as good. Is there any point in getting 500? You know what? I guess that's 500 points in Big Am I right? But individual spells are pretty great. But they forget that one of the most important things we can do as people is specialize. Being the best scientist is better than being a good scientist and a great activist. Being a good journalist is so much more important than being a okay journalist, but a really good, you know, rabble rouser, a really good, yeah, again, like political activist, because that's what a lot of journalism has become recently. It's not trying to understand the world as it is. It's trying to push your viewpoint by pretending you're understanding it. And you know, like there are very good journalists out there as well, of course. You know, still doing a really great job, but they can be overshadowed by the ones that aren't trying to do a good job. They're trying to push their take on the world via their job. Yeah, the interesting thing is, like, unlike everything else, like, I know I can't be a scientist. I'm not trained in the necessary fields. I feel like I have a scientifically minded brain, but I'm not. I know I'm not a trained scientist. But you know, since there's no requirements of it, kind of necessarily. Oh man, that was satisfying. I love the energy mines. Also, I should start running around with this again, just so we can avoid death situations. Or you know, wait. See, it's called the death machine, but it seems like it's helping me avoid death. Am I right? I'm gonna climb up here for no good reason. Yeah, I feel like the polarization of things is not something we should be aspiring. I think, oh, yeah, that is a lot of junk to pick up. Man, I have so much of it, I genuinely don't know what to do. Like, I just have too much. I wonder if I'm getting more in this first room because I'm in the first room, or if it is just that I'm running over everything like I wouldn't normally do. I genuinely can't tell you. There goes all my grenades. Oh! Thank God. Okay, 2 more rounds. That's all it's gonna take. I might as well use the war machine. I mean, I've got a bunch of this, right? So, war machine death. Follow them up with some regular kills. I think more zombies will spawn because it's round 19. But just in case they don't, oh, look how many bullets it takes to finish a crawler at this point. See, this is because the game really assumes you have an upgraded weapon at this point. It's pretty wild to, you know, imagine trying to only use the weapons. Oh yes! We did it! Good enough! We got the good enough challenge. You know, I am good enough. Just like, you know, the way I would be as a scientist, I might be good enough, but you shouldn't aspire to be good enough. You should aspire to be great. The thing that makes humans special, the things that allowed civilization to spring up as a whole, was that we stopped being jack of all trades. You know, when you're living in the wild and trying to fight people, you had to be the best hunter you could be.
Moving to war machine.
You have to be the best hunter anyone could be, because you know, if you weren't, as well as being a good hunter, you have to have a good eye for working out like what berries to pick. You have to be a forager, a hunter, fisher. You're kind of like, I don't know, you have to have all of those maxed out. But you know, you had to. That was just fundamentally how the system worked. I'm just gonna launch some war machines in there. Get some kills in nicely. I was just about to say I'm glad that was my Megaton, and then one spawned in, which teaches me a valuable lesson. Not saying I'm glad things don't exist. And I'm not sure that they do. Oof. Yeah, zombies have definitely like picked up another pace since the last time I was paying attention. But that's fine, I don't mind a challenge. What I do mind is being zapped like that. I really want to buy another war machine. I don't think I have the capacity for that. Launch our energy mine on the ground. Oh, it's so satisfying. Oh, yeah, we're gonna die. It's a matter of time now. I do not have the skill. Also, this is I will admit right now. Oh, I didn't buy that. I'm glad I had my safety rather than that though. Throw a Semtex in there. I don't think it's gonna do enough damage at this point. Oh, never mind. I was wrong. It's a good thing to be wrong about. And then we're gonna throw another one over there. Lob it on there. Get that done. Move through to round 21. Oh yeah, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. So close to just instant death by the wrong cause. I'm gonna try my best to avoid it. Just oh god, the whole clip is just doing nothing at this point.
Exfil window available.
Round 21. Exfil window available. Oh no, I'm gonna get melee again. That's what's gonna happen. Okay, let's buy the war machine desperately. Go. Yeah, got me a war machine.
War machine going hot.
So yeah, the easiest way to take this guy down, I've learned, is just to power through him with the war machine. But to try and be more effective, I'm gonna get a horde of zombies around him, and then hopefully kill some of those. Oh god, we're gonna die. Oh, no, it's not looking good for me at all. It's not looking good. Okay, no, we're fine. So yeah, I think yeah, specialization is the thing that makes human civilization possible. By giving up the desire to be the best forager and the best hunter, allowing someone else to do that, you know, then we can allow people to be the best at very niche skills that typically everyone would be bad at. The whole reason writing came about, you know, it's weird to imagine there was a world where we didn't, you know, write. But you know, writing is an invention of humans. It feels so natural that our language can be translated into scratchings on a piece of paper, but it's actually not. For the majority of spoken human history, there was no way to write it down. Oh, okay. Should have injected myself, but better safe than sorry. There was no way to write things down. But then, you know, like certain people developed the system so that we could transmit orders without physically having to speak. You know, most human information, most of history, has been transmitted via the spoken word. Really crazy when you start thinking about that. Like, oh yeah, the terrible stories that you hear with no verification right now about, like, do you ever hear like, oh yeah, what you gotta do is you gotta, if someone flashes their lights at you, don't flash back because it's a gang initiation. They're gonna kill you for daring to flash your lights at them. It's like it's a scary tale. You know, it's better to tell it than to not, because, you know, worst case, if you're wrong, then stun zombies. They're stunned by how interesting it is that, oh no, it's over. Somehow it's not. But yeah, it's a really interesting tale of man, 70,000 points. At this point, I just want to keep on going. See if we can make it to 100, huh? Buy another war machine of that weapon. And now we're gonna try and get them in the same area together. There we go. And then just power bullets into them. And I guess we'll do the rest of my gun. No, we will not do the rest of my gun. This is very much a war machine specific scenario. Oh, come on! Okay, I can buy ammo. And then as long as okay, hit fire. No! Oh yeah, doing that might have cost me the game. Oh, inject myself. Yeah, trying to finish him off despite having like 20th of his health. It's so close to killing me there. It's not even fun. I mean, it's fun. It's fun. Like zombies. Not even funny. It's the actual. I was going to call incorrectly there. But I really need to just like get some bullets in that general direction. No, come on. No. Ooh. Yeah, I'm starting to really play questionably at this point. But can you blame me? Okay. So while they're dealing with that, hey, he's dead. Now we'll pour some bullets into the crowd. Bullets will do nothing. We're down to explosives only, don't we? It'd be nice to pack a punch. Honestly, you know, I think I might do that. I think I might say this challenge has been fun, but at round 22, I'm gonna need a more powerful weapon to really consider doing this. And I want to say, like, this is the highest round I've gone to right now. I know that's not the world's most impressive thing. I've only been playing the game for 24 hours as I record this. I got it quite late, so making videos because you know, playing games for a job sure is hard. Anyway, so the thing is like, as a result, I kind of crash on this. It's been so addictive. I just played it all day, the last 24 hours, and I've been switching back and forth with player campaign and this. I've been playing zombies. But the cool thing about it, also, yeah, at this point, it's just not an effective way to even get weapon levels because it's taking me so, like I'm still only level 4. I've killed 600 zombies, and the game's still like, you can kill some more, you know. You could probably do better. So yeah, what we're gonna just do is go buy a bow or a war machine. Well, I'm definitely. Oh, yeah, I definitely cut that one a bit too close. But I feel like you could do this for like many rounds and get some really good progress in it. Like I feel like at this point we've got a strategy that works near infinitely. Oh no, I bought the I went too many to the right. Yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna run back in here. Okay, that was that. Let's just get the zombies away. I have nothing on me. I'm gonna go supply some ammo, but I have nothing that can deal damage. I'm gonna get back here, and then when we get back here, okay, we got a flaming bottle. Let's see how much this does. Oh, actually, this can one-hit KO as well. That's nice that all the kill streaks have the same basic ability to kill zombies if need. No, I wanted to spend my money. I survived 21 rounds. That was pretty good. That was nice. I could have definitely gone further, but we're at 40 minutes. You get the point. We are good enough. We got the good enough challenge done. We spent 21 rounds in the first stream, and we definitely could have spent more, but I had a lot of fun today. I hope you did too. If you did, enjoy the video with a like, a share, and maybe a subscribe. Yeah, level 37, 8. I'm a Lieutenant Colonel 2 now. I've got the War Machine, the KSP, and even light machine gun skills. I've got the skills that pay the bills. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Look what I can finally do. After all of that, 40 minutes of work, I now finally have the high-quality idea of a quick dot LED. Yeah, so excited for that. Let's get a muzzle on there and a barrel. And that's everything. That is all I have. And I don't even want the quick dot because the iron sights are so good. So I have a muzzle brake giving me 4% recoil reduction and a 40% bullet velocity. I'm still, you know, like, I know it isn't, but it feels like the guns are hit scans anyway. So I got 4% recoil reduction for that last 43 minutes, which is fun to see. But yeah, if we go to challenges now, we go to zombies, we go to Dark Ops, which I've now unlocked. I've now got the good enough thing, which is kind of cool, I guess, actually. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed, because I'll see you all in the next one. Oh, they're all secret. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in another one. Bye.